Let's bring in MSNBC chief legal correspondent and the anchor of The Beat here on MSNBC, Ari Melber. Ari, good to see you. So, Truth Social posts notwithstanding, let's talk about the substance of this case here. Andrew Weissmann and others this morning saying, don't get too worked up over the fact that things may have been delayed by a day, that the grand jury was not seated yesterday. It will be today, and things continue here. What do you expect to see? The consensus seems to be that there will be some indictment, just given some of the signals coming out of the DA's office. Do you agree with that?
I don't think we know 100%, but they're clearly in the ninth inning, and they look like they're going towards action, not inaction, which in court would be called declination, where you get all the way up and you say, we're not doing anything. You know, Joe and Mika put it well. You responded similarly. Not only is it an ugly attack, what we just heard most recently today from Trump, but in general, he is an information pollutant. And we know that. Now, we don't expect most people, rational people, let alone public officials or a current candidate, to predict their own arrest. Even for Trump, that was a lot, and so it got the reaction that it got. Having said that...
And it was a fundraising scam, we know now.
And he raised money off it. He tried to look like he's in control of a situation where if he is indicted, he'll be out of control. But the information pollutant is, even with everything we know and the skepticism that came with that, I do think it had its effect this week. You know, you could watch TV news, you could read the New York Times, you could read the Wall Street Journal. Basically, all kinds of news outlets and all kinds of legal experts responded to some degree. If you unlearn that pollutant, we're still in a very normal part of the process where the grand jury meets. It can meet up to 3 days a week, but it doesn't always meet. Sometimes things come up. And I would say we are, as I said, in the ninth inning. It may miss a day here or there. They may have a witness today. This is still the normal course.
The pollutant side of this story is a very interesting one, and it raises the question, does the DA's office in Manhattan absorb any of the pollution? Does Fani Willis down in Fulton County hear that pollution? Does the Justice Department, does the special counsel, Jack Smith, do they hear any of that? Of course they hear it, but do they consider it at all as they pursue these cases?
I think it's a great question, Willie, because we have the by the book. They're not supposed to. They say they don't. Then we all live in the real world. People know that Donald Trump has seemingly gotten away with other scrapes with the law in different jurisdictions, even when there's overwhelming evidence. And it raises the question, does this crap work? I know that, for example, Mr. Bragg, this is public, he had to put out a bulletin about the safety of everyone who works in his office. Now, usually that's because you're dealing with El Chapo or someone tied to Cosa Nostra. I think we should all take a breath and look at the fact that he had to put that out about a former president who's running for president, who wants to take back the levers of power. That is so striking, and that's different than just, we can tune out some of Truth Social, or we note it, we fact check it, we move on. That tells you about something. And by the way, if that stuff goes too far, it becomes another count. If you're trying to tamper, if you're trying to intimidate witnesses, etc. And the last point I'll make here on this, every other time we've looked at this recently, and when Trump was president, he did have control of the federal government. He did have rules that benefit every president, even one like him, that said you can't indict at the federal level. There is no help for him here. There is no backdoor. There is no federal pardon. Even if a different Republican won the White House back, which could happen, right? This is a local jurisdiction. There's no backup plan, and that's why he does seem to be moving even more scared.
Ari, let me ask you about the D.C. Circuit man and the documents case. I have never seen, and I'm sure you have, because you follow it more closely than I do. I have never seen a court saying, all right, briefs in by midnight, response 6 a.m. And man, I mean, you talk about a rocket sled of a schedule. That, first of all, was crazy. Can you explain to us why they did that? And secondly, can you just tell our viewers, people that watch, how unusual it is for the attorney-client privilege to be pierced and for them to do that and basically having a federal judge say it is, quote, likely, because that's the standard, likely that a crime was committed?
Yeah, that's a huge story, and as you lay out, Joe, it is very rare to pierce the attorney-client privilege. To put it in context for people, you could literally be having private conversations with someone who is credibly accused of or about to be convicted of murder, and that doesn't pierce the attorney-client privilege because it's in the past. The only thing that can do it is if there is credible evidence. You refer to that standard. More likely than not, and usually by credible, we mean smoking gun, something written, eyewitness testimony of someone who's very credible. We're talking about something that really makes a judge quite quite strong in the belief that there likely was an ongoing crime. And that means, in this instance, that this lawyer is committing some sort of ongoing crime, either on behalf of the client, which would be the worst thing for Trump, or in some other way that might touch the client but not lead to the client's indictment. So I don't want to overspeak on that part, although this certainly would look bad for the client. And then you have this very fast, rocket fast briefing schedule, because I think the judges basically had it. And this is a very respected federal judge here in Washington who's saying, we're not messing around. I've seen enough. We're going to go forward, pierce this, and get that evidence. So all of that is very bad for that lawyer and potentially anyone that allegedly he may have been trying to commit an ongoing crime with in the classified documents case.
Hey, Ari, it's Jonathan. In fact, right now, 1 minute ago, Evan Corcoran, that attorney, was spotted walking into a federal courthouse here in Washington, D.C.
Hello.
So things are moving. Wanted to ask you about recourse the Trump team might have. We had some chatter earlier in the show that they do have the ability to think about the Supreme Court here, might be leaning against. What's your analysis of what they could or should do?
Yeah, in the classified documents case?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think anytime you have attorney-client privilege, let alone with someone who is a former senior official, you always look to whether the appeals courts are going to be thinking about this as a case they might take. I remind everyone, and a lot of viewers know this, but the appeals courts don't take most cases. So every time someone says, we're going to appeal, vast majority of the time, you don't get it. You have the right to ask for it, but in most of these cases, right, we're not talking about a final conviction or something. We're talking about procedurally. You don't usually get it. So anytime they do that here, they have to think that the Supreme Court or a high court wants to review this. I think here, because it does involve lawyer-client privilege and a president, yeah, they might have that. But if they get smacked down early and publicly there, that also looks very bad. Only Donald Trump probably really knows what he said to this lawyer and whether he said something like, hey, let's lie to the federal government. I know this to be false, but let's go forward. That's a crime, and there is nothing in the law or the rules that say you can't charge a former president for a current crime.
Ari Melber, thank you very much. We'll be watching The Beat weeknights at 6 p.m. Eastern.
So much to talk
see you,
about, Ari.
You're doing great work.
So much to talk about tonight.
Thank you.